In today's video, I'm sharing a few Dollar Tree DIY projects that really capture the true meaning of Easter. Some of these are projects I've done before and some are brand new, but the best part is that you can keep these up all year long. For this DIY, I'm using this really nice decorative chopping board that I got from Dollar Tree last fall. And I actually like the look of the wording, and I kind of want to save that just in case I want to do something with that next fall. So I'll be using the back side on this one. So once I remove all the stickers, I give it a light sanding to get rid of any leftover residue. I'm removing the jute string wrapped around the handle, and I'm going to save that and reattach that once I'm all done. I'll be painting the board with this chalk paint from Craftsmart in the shade Khaki. It's a soft, warm beige with earthy undertones, kind of a mix between tan and taupe. It's really nice, and the texture is smooth and velvety with a matte finish. I really like it. So I'm just using a sponge brush to apply the paint all over the back of the board. I really love these round sponge brushes because they give full coverage super quickly, which makes things go a lot faster, and it dries nice and smooth. Now I got this stencil pack on Amazon, and I'll have that link below, and I wanted to put a cross in the center, and there were some really nice ones here. There were a few to choose from, and I thought this one with a heart was just perfect and what I was looking for. I'm using black chalk paint for this, and before I start, I make sure the stencil is taped down really well so it doesn't shift around. Then I go in with a stencil brush, dabbing on the paint in light layers. It helps prevent bleeding and gives you cleaner lines. So I take my time here to build it up slowly, and it always turns out better that way. I wanted to add the verse John 3:16 on the board, so I typed it out on my Cricut design space and had it cut out. And I want to use it like a stencil instead of putting the vinyl letters directly on the board, so I just carefully removed the letters and kept the outer vinyl in place. And then I transferred it onto the board so that I could paint inside the cutout areas. So I'm putting the first part of the verse on the top left. I thought I would do a different paint color, something softer like this. This is vintage tea rose from Folk Art, and it's such a pretty color. And so I just applied that over the stencil in light layers, dabbing out the excess paint before going over the vinyl. Once the paint is dark enough and fully covered, I carefully peel off the vinyl, and then I go in and weed out any of the excess vinyl left behind. And then I applied the second part of the verse towards the bottom. Okay, I'll be honest, the pink is pretty, but it just felt a bit too light for what I was going for, and I started having second thoughts. But then I thought maybe if I add a piece of wood in the bottom as a border and paint that pink, it'll tie everything together and I'll like how it turns out. So I trimmed a craft stick to fit, and then I painted it with that same vintage tea rose color. I also sanded it a bit to give it a light distressing. Then I just placed it on the bottom to see how it looked. And it was really soft and pretty, and part of me thought, okay, I really like it, but I don't know. I ended up redoing it. So I painted over the wording and decided to give it another shot. So this time I'll be using black chalk paint instead of the tea rose color, and I did also consider white or even a shade of green, but I decided to keep everything uniform. And I'm just lightly dabbing the paint over the vinyl stencil, again applying it in light even layers. I did also paint over the craft stick black to match. And then once I gave the whole thing some time to dry, I went over with some clear wax to protect the board. Finally, I re-glue the jute string around the neck of the chopping board, and I wrap it around several times and I tied a little knot. And that's it. It's a simple piece, but it really means a lot. It's a beautiful reminder of love, grace, and the hope we have because of Easter. DIY, I headed to Dollar Tree and I grabbed this wooden plank. It's a little over 17.5 inches, and I'll be making a wooden frame, and so I headed to my local hardware store and I picked up some 1-inch square dowels. You can go with the thinner ones as well, like 1/2 inch, or you can use some tumbling tower blocks from Dollar Tree to make a frame. I'm going to trim the plank a bit so that it's not too long and I don't have to worry about covering up the holes, so I just measure the amount that I need to frame the plank, and I trim it down using my miter box and saw. 2 to about 15 inches and 2 at just under 4 inches. I also trimmed the plank to about 14 inches. Before I assemble and glue the frame together, I'm going to paint the wood. I'll be painting the plank white, and I'm just using Apple Barrel's white paint. This one has a satin finish, You can definitely paint the plank whatever color you want, and I'm trying my best not to get it all the way to the sides since I'll be applying glue, or at the very least keep the layer on the edge very thin. I want to put on top Jesus paid it all, and I wanted to customize it to fit the frame. So I decided to go to my Cricut and I just put together some of these pre-designed words and graphics, and I really like how this turned out. I'll be using this transfer tape from Dollar Tree. I love that they have these. They're not as sticky as some of the Cricut transfer tapes that I have, but they still work great and I can still reuse them. But if you don't have a Cricut, you can use decals, stickers. There are definitely other options. So I place it right in the center and I peel off the transfer tape. For the square dowels, I'm going to apply some stain, and I'm using gel stain from Decor in the shade Walnut. So I brush the stain on and then I wipe out the excess. For the smaller dowels, I do keep the ends unstained since I'll be applying stain on that. Once it's dried, I'm going to apply glue on the ends of the smaller dowels, and then I just assemble them together, forming a rectangle, placing the smaller dowels in between the ends of the larger ones. I do clamp them together for a bit to strengthen the bond. You can also wrap some painter's tape or electrical tape. And then I apply a little bit of glue along the edge of the rectangle plank. I'm using Titebond multi-surface glue, but you can use wood glue or even hot glue. And then I place the frame over the plank, making sure the wording is centered. And this DIY is done, and I really love how this turned out. For this DIY, I'll be using 3 of these wood blocks from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to be making a little book stack. Now, as I was looking at the sides, I noticed one side had some tear out on the corners, you know, those rough edges that you see here, and I was going to sand it or use the other side, but then I kind of thought it looked like pages of a book, so I decided to use that side. I'll be painting the boards white, and so for the top wood, I apply the paint all over the top. I do a couple of layers to cover it completely, and I'll also paint the sides. For the second one, I decided to place this antique looking metallic sticker from Dollar Tree. I did do a video on that recently, and I'll have that link below, which is why I only have a few stickers left. So I peel that off and I place that right in the center, and I push down over it several times just to make sure it's on there good. And then I brush the paint over that. And I go over the sticker until it's completely covered. And for this one, I will only be painting the sides. Now you'll want to completely cover the sticker, but not cover the details. So I use a little brush to remove any areas where there is too much paint. And for the bottom layer, I paint it just like the top, just painting one surface side and the sides. So here's how it's looking so far. And you can see the tear out on the sides of the wood, those rough uneven edges. Normally I'm not a fan of that, but it works in this case. Next, I'm going to lightly sand the edges of the wood with a sanding sheet, just very lightly. I'll also carefully sand the edges around the metallic sticker, making sure not to touch the painted sticker. And then with a damp cloth, I apply some antique wax all over the painted areas, making sure to go over the areas where I sanded. So I apply it on top and then I wipe it down on the cleaner side of the damp cloth. For the sticker, I do apply the wax heavier on that area and then I wipe it down. Now I also go over that with a little brush. I really want the wax to get on all those detailed areas. And then I wipe it down. I go back and forth with a damp and dry cloth until I like the way it looks. If there are any areas where I went too heavy, the damp cloth helps to blend it out. I decided to darken up the edges as well. I just apply a little more wax in that area and then I wipe it down to blend it out. Next, I glue the wood together, stacking them on top of each other, making sure they're all aligned. On the left side of the stacked books, I'm going to be placing He is Risen, and I just used my Cricut to cut that out. You can also use letter stickers. There really isn't a lot of letters for this one. There's not a lot of space, so you just want to make sure that it fits nicely on each wood block. Now just place each word on the wood, making sure it's aligned nicely on the right side. Now you can embellish with some ribbon or jute string. You can tie that around the stacked wood, add some flowers or greenery, and this easy, customizable DIY is done, and I couldn't be happier with the way it turned out. For this Easter DIY, I'll be using 3 of these 1x2 10-inch wood from Dollar Tree. I'll be staining these, so once I remove the sticker, I give it a little sanding to remove any residue. I'm going to glue them side by side and stencil over them, so I just want to make sure they're lined up and fit together nicely. Then I'm just applying some glue to attach them together, and I'm using Titebond Quick and Thick multi-surface glue. You can also use hot glue if you like. So once I have the 3 glued together, I just wrap some painter's tape around it to clamp it while it dries. I'm using Varathane's water-based stain plus poly in the shade Dark Walnut, but you can totally use paint instead, or even make your own stain by mixing a bit of acrylic paint with some water. So I'm just brushing it on in light, even coats, taking my time to make sure it gets into the grain and doesn't leave streaks. Now I cut out Hallelujah, He is Risen on my Cricut, and instead of using the vinyl letters, I'm removing that and using the cutout as a stencil. You can also just use some letter stencils and spell it out. I place Hallelujah in the center wood and He's Risen on the bottom. I'll be using white chalk paint over the stencil. On the top, I decided to stencil a simple image of the tomb and some crosses, and that's all I wanted to add on the top. Now I will be doing something on the back in a bit, but for this side, we are done. This is going to be a 2-sider, so on the back, I'll be stenciling in this cross with some stems coming out on the sides. So just lay that on top. I'll be painting the cross and leaves different colors, so I'll cover the leaves with some tape to protect them. For the cross, I'm using white chalk paint and applying it in light layers. Once it's fully covered, I remove the stencil and let it dry for a bit. Next, I'm going to place the stencil back over, and this time I'll cover up the cross so I can paint the leaves. I'm using 2 shades of green, Waverly chalk paints in Moss and Celery. I wanted to add some dimension to the leaves, so I started by applying the lighter Celery shade all over. Then I used a darker moss shade at the base of the leaves and along the stems. And I just go back and forth until I like the way it looks. It's very subtle, but it gives such a pretty effect. And this 2-sided DIY is all done, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. You can definitely keep it up all year long. For this project, I'll be using this 11-inch MDF wood plank board from Dollar Tree and this 12-inch 1x2-inch wood. I'll be trimming the 12-inch wood, and I'm going to trim it to the size of the shorter side of the plank, so just under 5.5 inches, and I'll be trimming 2 to that size. I'll be staining this, so I just lightly sand the ends, otherwise it's going to soak up a lot of stain. I'll be using this water-based stain in the shade Special Walnut. So just brush that on all over the wood, and then I wipe out the excess. Now I do avoid applying the stain where I'm going to be gluing the wood, which is about 1 inch or so towards the end. I do stain the back as well, just like the front, and I know this side will soak up a lot of stain, so I did lightly sand it as well. I stained the cut pieces of wood, leaving one side unstained. Next, I apply some glue on that unstained side, and I glue that to the board, making sure it's flush on all sides. And then I glue the other one on the back, making sure it's flush. And I clamp it for a bit to strengthen the bond. And once it dries, I can stand up the wood board. Next, I want to add a wooden cross to the board, and I'll be trimming this 1-inch square dowel, which I got at my local Home Depot to make a cross. Now you can also head to Dollar Tree, they do have wooden crosses there, or you can glue some tumbling tower blocks together to form a cross. So I trimmed the dowel to about 9 inches and 2 trimmed to about 1.5 inches. Now before I put that together, I wanted to place some wording on the board, so I used my Cricut to cut out "Because He Lives, I Can Face Tomorrow," and I just typed it out. Now I did use Dollar Tree vinyl instead of Cricut, and the Cricut does cut it well as long as I have it on the right setting. I played around with it and I found that the window cling with less pressure works pretty well for detailed cutting on the Dollar Tree vinyl. And I placed a phrase on the bottom left side. Next, I glue the wood together to form a cross. I'll be painting the cross white, so I brush on the paint all over, leaving the bottom unpainted. I want to distress the cross, so I just lightly sand the edges with a sanding sheet. And once I'm done with that, I place a cross on the board, and I'm just kind of trying to figure out where I want to place it. I was going to place it straight up on the right, and it looked all right, but then I tilted it a bit to the left, and I thought it looked a lot better. So I placed some glue on the back of the cross, and I placed it back on the board. And this DIY is done, and I'm genuinely happy with the way it turned out. Hey, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. More DIYs are coming your way, so until next time, bye!